Good morning, students. Previously, we have learned how a country is compared, and other than income of the country, different criteria are to be considered in the development. Today's first topic is Body Mass Index, or BMI in short. From the term, what do you understand a body mass index is? Body mass index is an indicator or a value of the level of nourishment. It calculates whether a person is properly nourished or not. They can be categorized as underweight, normal, and overweight. In other words, it can be undernourished, nourished, and overweight. BMI is calculated by dividing the weight of a person in kilogram by the square of his or her height in meter. This is the formula to calculate BMI. That is, BMI equal to weight in kg divided by height in meter square. And if you can measure your height in centimeter and convert it into meter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Suppose, for example, weight of a person is 45 kg and height of a person, same person is 152 centimeter. And to convert into meter, divided by 100 and you will get 1.52 meter. Therefore, BMI is equal to weight in kg divided by height meter square. Weight of the person is 45 and height is 1.52 meters square. So 45 divided by 2.31 is equal to, you get 19.48. So the BMI of that person is 19.48. And according to the BMI range given by WHO, that is World Health Organization, this person we have calculated falls under the category of normal. It means this person is well nourished. So that was body mass index. Now let us understand Human Development Report. Why do we need Human Development Report? It is through this report that a country's development status can be compared with other countries. As we have seen in the table 1.3 and 1.4 in the previous class, that other than income, the other indicators such as health and education, as in the case of Haryana and Kerala, is to be used as a measure of development. And as World Development Report is used in classifying countries on the basis of per capita income into developed and underdeveloped countries, and it was brought by World Bank. But Human Development Report compares countries based on the educational levels of the people, their health status, and per capita income. Human Development Report is published by UNDP, that is United Nations Development Programme. And since 1990, the UNDP has been presenting the measurement of human development in terms of a Human Development Index, also called HDI, in its annual Human Development Report. What is HDI? HDI is defined as a composite statistic of life expectancy, education, and per capita income indicators. It is a statistical tool used to measure a country's overall achievement. It ranks countries in 4 tiers of human development, that is, very high, high, medium, and low. HDI considers 3 indicators while calculating, and they are life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, per capita income, and it can be calculated by adding all 3 indicators divided by 3. Life expectancy is the number of years a newborn expects to live. And gross enrollment ratio is determined by the number of students that are enrolled in school at several different grade levels. And you are already familiar with per capita income. It is the average income of the people. In the table 1.6, Data analysis of India and its neighbor for 2017 is given. Here in this data, you can see that Sri Lanka, despite being a small country, is much ahead of India in every respect. Nepal and Bangladesh have low per capita income than India, but they are better than India in life expectancy. Therefore, by taking all these three indicators into consideration, a country's development are ranked through Human Development Index and is published in Human Development Report by United Nations Development Programme. Moving on to our last topic of the chapter, let us discuss on sustainability of development. What is sustainable development? How can we sustain resources while using it for development? Sustainable development is such development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs, which also means that present generation should save the resources for future generation. Now, suppose for the present that a particular country is quite developed. We would certainly like this level of development to go up further or at least be maintained for future generations. This is obviously desirable. However, since the second half of the 20th century, a number of scientists have been warning that the present type and levels of development are not sustainable. To develop a country, many resources are being used by we people. As much as we are enjoying the resources today, we surely want to keep it using in near future. However, a number of scientists have been warning that the present type and levels of development are not sustainable. This is a great danger for humankind because if the resources are not sustained or saved, we humans have to suffer a lot. There is a saying that we have not inherited the world from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. It means while thinking about development, we must consider the needs of the future generation. There are two examples given in your book. The first one is groundwater in India. Groundwater is an example of renewable resources. In many parts of India, in the agricultural process, they overuse water. As in this example, about 300 districts have reported a water level decline. In the case of groundwater, it gets replenished or filled by rainwater. If there is no rain, then the water level gets decreased. Why groundwater is overused? Groundwater are usually overused because to increase the harvest, farmers use irrigation facilities such as tube wells which draw water from the underground, hence being overused. And another question is there that can there be development without overuse? There are few measures that can be taken. Crops such as bajra, jowar, ragi, they need lesser water than rice and cotton. They can be promoted by the government. Rainwater harvesting can also be done. Another example is exhaustion of natural resources like crude oil. Crude oil is a non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those which will get exhausted after years of use. In this table, the crude oil reserves for the country is given in 1,000 million barrels. Number of years reserve will last for the world is only 50 years more. So, if we keep using at the current rate that the world is using, that the people are using, it will soon be used up. For question A, is crude oil essential for the development process in a country? Discuss. Yes, crude oil is essential because it can be refined to produce diesel, gasoline, Vaseline, etc. And for the second question, that is, India has to import crude oil. What problems do you anticipate for the country looking at the above situation? India does not have enough stock. It has to import crude oil. One of the problem is rise in price. If there is less stock of crude oil, it surely is going to be expensive and there is going to be rise in price. So this is one of the major problem. Now, as we have seen that there are many aspects of development, so to bring development, one must look at many factors and take measures. Now, let's recall what we have studied on today's class. First, we have seen that what body mass index is. Body mass index measures the level of nourishment, whether a person is malnourished, that is undernourished, or is normal, or whether they are overweight. And to compare the countries, there is an analysis of the data under Human Development Report based on the educational level, health status, and per capita income of the people. And it is published by United Nations Development Program. And UNDP has been presenting the measurement of human development in terms of a Human Development Index. And Human Development Index is a statistical tool that includes 3 indicators. They are life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, and per capita income. And it is through Human Development Index that countries are ranked under 4 tiers of human development. They are very high, medium, and low. And the last topic was sustainability of development. In this, we have learned that the present resources should be saved for the future generation. And in order to develop a country, one should not overuse the resources. There are 2 examples. One is groundwater, which is renewable resources, and the other is crude oil, which is non-renewable resources. Here we have seen that if we overuse these, then there won't be enough to use for the future generation. With this, we conclude the class and the first chapter is finished. Thank you.